Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, U.S. Immigration News. Know your rights. What to do if you are arrested or detained by immigration. Navigating the U.S. immigration system can be overwhelming, especially when facing encounters with law enforcement or immigration officers. Many immigrants, regardless of their legal status, are unaware of their rights, making them vulnerable to unnecessary detentions or deportations. Understanding your rights and knowing how to respond in different situations, whether at home, work, or in public, can make a significant difference. This guide provides essential information to help immigrants protect themselves, avoid legal pitfalls, and ensure they are treated fairly under the law. This Know Your Rights guide provides comprehensive information on what to do if you're stopped, arrested, or detained by immigration or other law enforcement agencies. The information in this video is essential for all immigrants, particularly those who are undocumented, to understand their legal rights and how to exercise them in different situations. Originally published in December 2015, this resource has been updated to reflect recent changes in immigration enforcement policies, including the Department of Homeland Security memo issued in January 2025, which expands the use of expedited removal. Understanding expedited removal and its implications. In January 2025, DHS expanded the use of expedited removal, which allows the government to detain and deport individuals without allowing them to see a judge if they cannot prove they have lived in the United States for at least 2 years. This video makes it crucial for undocumented immigrants to carry proof of 2 years residency in the U.S. at all times. If an individual is arrested, showing this proof to an officer can prevent deportation without a hearing before an immigration judge. What counts as proof of residency? To prove that you've been in the U.S. for at least 2 years, it is essential to carry evidence that demonstrates continuous residence. Some examples include utility bills, rent payments, or lease agreements with your name on them, bank statements, pay stubs, or employment records, medical records, school enrollment records, or vaccination documents, mail with your name and address from a government agency, any other documents that have dates showing continuous residence. If you are undocumented and do not have these documents on hand, consider keeping copies in a safe place or with a trusted family member or friend. For more information on expedited removal and your rights, please visit our Know Your Rights Expedited Removal Expansion resource. Your rights when stopped, arrested, or detained by immigration or other law enforcement agencies. Immigrants, whether documented or undocumented, have certain constitutional rights when encountering law enforcement in the United States. However, non-citizens without legal status must be particularly cautious when interacting with federal immigration agencies, such as Immigration and Customs Enforcement and Customs and Border Protection, who might question you about your immigration status. Many different types of law enforcement officers may ask about your immigration status, including immigration agents, ICE and CBP officers, who are responsible for enforcing immigration laws inside the U.S. and at the border, respectively, local and state police. Some police departments collaborate with ICE through programs like 287G agreements, which allow local law enforcement to perform immigration enforcement duties. Federal agents from other agencies, FBI, DEA, ATF, and other federal agencies may ask about immigration status during their investigations. Beware of ICE agents impersonating local police. ICE agents frequently misrepresent themselves as police to gain access to homes, workplaces, and communities. They may wear uniforms that say police instead of ICE, carry badges similar to local law enforcement, claim they are investigating a crime when their real purpose is immigration enforcement. If an officer approaches you claiming to be police, you have the right to ask for identification to confirm whether they are local police or ICE agents. For more information on dealing with ICE impersonation, visit ICE Not Welcome, Verify, Document, and Report. What to expect when encountering law enforcement at the border or an airport. At airports and borders, law enforcement officers have greater authority to question travelers and search belongings without a warrant. Understanding your rights in these situations is critical. Your rights at the border or airport. Law enforcement can stop, detain, or search you if they have reasonable suspicion that you are involved in criminal activity. Officers cannot stop you based on your race, religion, gender, or national origin alone. You must answer basic questions about your immigration status. If you are not a U.S. citizen, you must answer questions about your immigration status and provide necessary travel documents. Remaining silent may result in being denied entry. While you can choose not to answer certain questions, refusing to speak may lead to being denied entry into the U.S. You do not have a right to an attorney during primary immigration questioning. Unlike in criminal cases, immigration officers do not have to allow you to have a lawyer present when questioning you at a port of entry. You have the right to claim asylum. If you fear persecution or torture in your home country, you have the right to express your fear and request asylum. Border agents must refer you to an asylum officer for an interview. If you plan to travel outside the U.S., consult an immigration lawyer first. Some immigrants, including DACA recipients, individuals with prior removal orders, or those with pending cases, may not be allowed to return if they leave. What to do if law enforcement approaches you in public? If you are stopped by law enforcement in a public place, such as a street, park, or after a traffic stop, you still have rights. Key steps to take. You have the right to remain silent. You do not have to answer questions about your immigration status or birthplace. You should not lie to law enforcement, as this can have serious legal consequences. You have the right to refuse consent for a search. Officers may ask to search your belongings, but you do not have to agree unless they have a warrant. If you have valid immigration documents, show them. Immigrants with valid visas or residency must carry proof of their status at all times. What to do if ICE comes to your home? ICE agents cannot enter your home unless they have a warrant signed by a judge or you give them permission. They may try to trick you into opening the door. How to handle an ICE-rated home. Do not open the door. Ask them to slip the warrant under the door or hold it up to a window. Check if the warrant is signed by a judge. If the warrant is only signed by ICE, it does not give them the right to enter. Do not provide any information. You do not have to answer questions about your immigration status. What to do if ICE shows up at your workplace. Workplace raids have increased under expanded enforcement policies. If ICE shows up at your job, you should stay calm and do not run. Running may be interpreted as an admission that you are undocumented. Remain silent. You do not have to answer questions about your immigration status or that of your coworkers. Know your employer's policies. Some employers may have legal protections in place. What to do if you are arrested by ICE. If you are arrested, remain silent and ask to speak with a lawyer. You do not have to answer any questions. Do not sign anything without consulting a lawyer. Some documents may waive your rights or lead to deportation. Ask for bond. In some cases, you may be eligible for release on bond. Keep important phone numbers memorized. You may not have access to your phone while in detention. Stay informed about your rights is one of the most powerful ways to protect yourself and your loved ones in today's complex immigration landscape. By understanding what to do in encounters with law enforcement, knowing when to remain silent, and seeking legal support when necessary, immigrants can reduce the risks of unlawful detention and deportation. No matter your immigration status, knowledge is your best defense. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel US Immigration News. We hope you are doing great. Know your rights, what to do if you are arrested or detained by immigration. Immigrants in the United States, regardless of their legal status, have a constitutional rights when interacting with law enforcement or immigration authorities. With the Department of Homeland Security recent expansion of expedited removal, undocumented individuals who cannot prove they have lived in the US for at least 2 years may be deported without seeing effect. It is crucial to carry documents such as lease agreements, utility bills, or employment records to establish continuous residence. Immigration officers from ICE and CBP, as well as local police working under the federal agreements, may require about a person's status, but individuals have the right to remain silent and refuse to answer questions about their immigration status. ICE agents often represent themselves as a local police to gain access to home and workplace, so verifying their identity before engaging with them is essential. At the border and airports, officers have a broader authority to search and question travelers, and non-citizens must provide necessary travel documents. While individuals have the right to claim asylum if they fear prosecutions, they do not have the right to legal representation during a primary immigration questioning at, at the ports of entry. Those with a pending immigration cases or a prior removal order should seek legal advice before traveling outside the US, as a re-entry may not be permitted. In public spaces, individuals can refuse searches and should ask if they are free to leave. If approached by ICE at home, the agency cannot enter without a jail sign warrant. In a workplace, its employees should remain silent and avoid running, as doing so many be interpreted as an admission of undocumented status. If arrested by ICE, individuals should remain silent, refuse to sign documents without legal counsel, and request bond. If eligible, memorizing important phone numbers is crucial, as access to personal devices may be restricted. Understanding and exercising these rights can help individuals navigate encounters with law enforcement and protect themselves from unlawful detention or deportation. Legal resources and community support network can provide further assistance in defending against immigration enforcement action. Being informed and prepared is a key to ensuring the protection of one's right under US law.